Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another episode of Nerd Mode, this being a show where I introduce you to a series that you may or may not be familiar with. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about the sci-fi original series, Killjoys. Like always, this isn't a review, it's just me talking about a series that I really like that I recommend you check out for yourself. Killjoys is an action sci-fi drama that follows a team of Killjoys, which consists of Dutch, the badass leader, Johnny, the caring tech dude, and Davin, Johnny's older brother, who's the soldier who also has this whole thing going on that actually plays a part in the plot. When a mysterious man from Dutch's past named Klein appears, our three heroes' lives get a lot more complicated when they find themselves in the middle of a fight for the quad's future. They might end up being the quad's only hope. I mean, first of all, there's a whole situation that the quad is already in particular, like how it's run. However, at the same time, there's this whole other fight with this enemy that's finding its way to the quad, which this said enemy is connected to the quad's past, even kind of connected to Dutch's past. Who is this enemy? What does Dutch's past have to do with any of this? Obviously, to avoid spoilers, I won't be answering those questions, but obviously you can find out the answers yourself by watching the show. Okay, so let's go back and explain a few things. So first off, what exactly is a Killjoy? Basically, think of Killjoys as bounty hunters slash mercenaries. They do an assortment of jobs ranging from finding and collecting people to retrieving and delivering stuff for people. On occasion, they even get hired to kill people. Quite a bit falls under the purview of a Killjoy. Killjoys work for an organization known as the RAC, which stands for Reclamation Apprehension Coalition. Hence the jobs they do. They actually have a code that they follow. They're not meant to choose sides. They're meant to kind of represent a neutral party. For them, the warrant is all. At least that's how it's supposed to be. On many occasions when it comes to our three heroes, that gets a little wonky. So earlier I brought up the quad this, the quad that. Well, what exactly is the quad? The quad is the setting where the series mainly takes place. The quad consists of the planet Crash and its three moons, Westerly, Leap, and Arkin. The series also has kind of a bit of a political side with it too, kind of like this special status thing going on, especially with the 9 at the top. The 9 essentially being kind of like these 9 royal families of sorts. They rule over the company, which is basically this conglomerate organization that kind of runs things in the quad. It's a whole thing, but you'll quickly become acquainted with all of that. Interestingly enough, there is one particular member of the 9 that you will become very acquainted with. And then obviously you have what I consider to be the main antagonist of the series. Obviously, like I said earlier, I'm trying not to talk too much about it so I can obviously avoid spoilers. Let's just say that I really like who they are and what their whole deal is, and just leave it at that. Which along those same lines is kind of interesting because Davin's whole story that I kind of referenced a little bit at the beginning kind of ties into these said main antagonists in a very interesting way. If you are curious why I don't really talk about the main antagonists really all that much, it's because they fully don't really get introduced until like the 2nd season, so I felt like that'd be giving too much away. The series has plenty of action to keep you satisfied, from futuristic space weaponry, which I guess would be the best descriptor, to hand-to-hand fights, especially when it comes to Dutch, who's super cool and super badass, to outright space battles. Yeah, that mixed with the bond between our unlikely heroes in this ever-developing story takes you on quite the wild space ride. Season 4 of Killjoys premieres on July 20th. But that's all I want to talk about in this video. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.